Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, is this one-upmanship? Is this how we are going to treat the issue of Kashmiri Hindus? Not one bit of sympathy, not one bit of guilt for actually making a joke out of a 32-year-old exile of a 7 lakh people who have had no voice over the last 32 years. Anand Ranganathan, what am I to say?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to all my fellow panelists. I've been waiting for about 35 minutes, so I hope I'll be getting the courtesy from my fellow panelists to give me at least a couple of minutes uninterrupted. Navika, it has to be said without any degree of irony that Arvind Kejriwal is second only to WhatsApp in spreading lies. Even Pinocchio would feel blushed today. Let me expose just some of his crimes and misdemeanors. Number one, he laughs and cackles diabolically while speaking on the Kashmiri Hindu genocide, and so do his 2 lackeys. I know they lack basic etiquette and propriety, but this sets the bar even lower. 2, he dares Vivek Agnihotri to upload his film on YouTube. This when he, as a chief minister, has made numerous films tax-free on a whim because he liked them personally. Also, what a conceited argument by him and AAP. So by asking the film to be made free on YouTube, he wants to stop pandemic-wrecked hall owners, film producers, ticketing portals, and other associated businesses like eateries, restaurants, etc. from making money. Does he even understand how the running of a successful film supports tens of thousands of people financially? Number 3, he did not dare the makers of the film 83 to upload their film on YouTube so people could watch it for free. Instead, he made it tax-free. But he won't make Kashmir Files tax-free. Why? Because he wants people to know about limited over crickets and not Kashmiri Hindu genocide. 4, he calls the Kashmiri Files a jhooty film. This, Tavika, by far is the most disgusting of his affronts. Does he know about the Nadimarg massacre that the film truthfully depicts? Where Zia Mustafa lined up 23 unsuspecting Kashmiri Hindus and shot them point blank? And as he was escaping, he heard a baby cry. Ye karnavu chupe, said his friend. And the baby became the 24th victim. Is this jhoot? Does he know about Girja Tiku, who was raped and cleaved into 2 by a mechanical saw while she was alive? Is this jhoot? Does he know about BK Ganju, who hid inside a rice barrel when jihadis came looking for him and his Muslim neighbor informed on him? Ganju was shot dead. Rice laced with his blood was fed to his wife. This is shown in the film. Is this jhoot? The slogans raised from mosques on 19 Jan 1990, Relive, Tasiliv, Galiv, deaths to Kafirs, Pandit, leave your women behind, Nizam-e-Mustafa, are they jhoot? And what's this other side of genocide that he wants also to be shown? That Yasin Malik, assassin of squadron leader Khanna, loved Dam Aloo. That Bitta Karate killer of 42 Pandits was the son of a shawl weaver. Now let me come to his final line, Navika, where he says, unlike other parties, he has helped Kashmiri Hindus by making 230 of them working as ad hoc teachers permanent. Navika, just 30 seconds. What he doesn't disclose is that he repeatedly disagreed with the High Court that directed him to make their jobs permanent. So much so that he even appealed against the judgment in the High Court and took the case to the Supreme Court. And very specious comment by the spokesperson saying that it wasn't the Delhi government under Kejriwal, but the Lieutenant Governor. That's wrong. The government of NCT of Delhi is now being recognized only as the Lieutenant Governor only in 2021. He has been appealing against the High Court single bench, double bench judgment since 2015, 2018. He made that poor teachers permanent only after the Supreme Court spanked him and ordered him to do so. इतना झूठ. अब तो केजरीवाल के बच्चे भी बोलते होंगे, पापा जितना झूठ बोलना है बोलो, पर हमारी कसम मत खाना प्लीज. हम जीना चाहते हैं पापा, हम जीना चाहते हैं.
Atishi ji, do you want to respond to that?
I'm a little surprised because Anand Ranganathan ji usually has his facts correct. We may disagree very strongly politically, but Anand Ranganathan ji generally has his facts correct. Anand ji, government of NCT of Delhi and was labelled as the Lieutenant Governor in 2015 by an order of the MHA. By an order of the MHA, services, which earlier came under the Delhi government in Sheila Dikshit ji's times, came under the Lieutenant Governor. And if you were to go over the case files clearly, you will see the fact that the Supreme Court appeal, if you have the papers in front of you, was filed by Ms. Avnish Ahlawat, whom I referred to earlier also in Navika ji's show on Times Now Navbharat, who is the head of the Lieutenant Governor's lawyers panel for services, not a lawyer of the elected government of Delhi. I am just clarifying this. Number one. Number two, I think that the bigger question that needs the second thing, first of all, let us also make it very clear that the question Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was asking when he says that the film should be put on YouTube is very clearly because if it is a film that is worth everyone seeing, why? Why is the BJP making a political issue out of it? If they want people to see it, put it on YouTube. But really, the bigger question that needs to be asked, and I suggest that Mr. Ranganathan, you also ask this question to the BJP, is what has been, and no one is denying the plight of the Kashmiri Pandits. As I said right at the beginning of the show, it is not a crime against a genocide that's happened against Kashmiri Pandits. It's a crime against humanity. And this crime against humanity, what has the BJP, which has been in power in the central government now for the last 8 years, what have they done for the Kashmiri Pandits?
Yes.
This is a question that needs to be asked.
Anand, respond.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ashish ji, for a very reasoned rebuttal. Now, please let me respond. Please give me a minute. Number one, you see, just because you belong to a party and are politically biased doesn't mean that everyone else is. If you look, ever since Kashmir Files has been discussed on Navika's show and on Rahul Shivshankar show on Times now for the last 3 weeks, I and Mr. Pandit is sitting there, is testament to the fact, and Mr. Sumant Raman is also there. I have criticized BJP more than I have criticized Congress, and AAP did not figure into that at all. I believe BJP is as responsible as Congress in ignoring the plight of the Kashmiri Hindus. You can look at all my comments in the last 15 days. Number two, it is again, I repeat, very specious because I don't want to go into the details. I have the judgment right in front of me. Mr. Gaurav also presumably has it. 2018 judgment, Ms. Jyoti Tyagi was representing the government of the state of Delhi NCT under Mr. Kejriwal. If that was not the case, then why did Mr. Kejriwal accuse the Lieutenant Governor of appealing against the order to actually give permanency to the jobs of Kashmiri Pandits? Why did he delay for so long and gave only in 2019? It is very clear that Kejriwal's government appealed against the High Court judgment once, twice, and then in the Supreme Court. Otherwise, where is his criticism of the Lieutenant Governor not giving the due to Kashmiri Pandits?
Absolutely, and that is the tale, Sumant C. Raman, that really